If I looked at that same tape, it's a very difficult, as you say, it's a very difficult rule to make, but I'm not saying it's a simultaneous catch, but I can't say that it's caught either by Jennings. He's up in the air. And I'm not, and the thing about it, we're not talking, forget that rule, talk about the Calvin Johnson rule. It's not a catch until the motion is completed. When Jennings is up in the air, and we can get into the push in the back. That's a completely different issue.
Right.
I don't think a ref will ever throw that call on a Hail Mary, throw that flag. But now Jennings is up in the air. And watch slowly what happens here. After the shove in the back, they're going to go up for the ball. Jennings has the ball. Now, he has his hands on the ball. This is not a catch yet. Remember the Calvin Johnson rule. It's the complete motion. Jennings is still in the air. Tate has both hands on the ball. When Jennings hits the ground, Tate's on the ground. He has both hands on the ball right now. So you can't say that he didn't have possession of this ball as well. I don't know what happened at the bottom of this scrum, but you can clearly see that when Tate touched the ground, both of his hands were on the ball, and Jennings was still in the air. Before both of his feet hit, he had possession. So that's where I can understand them going that direction. That's the only reason why. I originally thought it was an interception.
And Eric, we show that replay too. The two officials, they don't get there, right away. So I think by the time they get there, they see the tie, the simultaneous possession, which, as we know, goes to the receiver. So I think that's what led to some of the confusion as well.
You said the key phrase. I think a lot of viewers probably wondering the practicality of the rule. Let me read it to you verbatim, and you can look it up online now. Rule 8, Section 1, Article 3, Item 5 from the 2012 rule book reads, quote, if a pass is caught simultaneously by two eligible opponents, both retain it, the ball goes to the passers. It is not a simultaneous catch if a player gains control first and an opponent subsequently gains joint control. Also, we should note, once simultaneous possession is called, Steve, that aspect of the play cannot be reviewed. Now, you're our insider, but everyone has opinions on NFL AM. How much do you think the NFL is going to point out that nuance as they start making statements later today?
Well, I think part of it is because it was reviewed. This went up to the replay booth. However, that's when it was ruled, because it was a simultaneous possession, that it cannot be challenged. That will be pointed out. They will say, hey, the replacement officials followed the rule book. But as Charlie has been saying today, there are rules and there are various interpretations of the rules depending on the circumstance. So it probably will be pointed out. I mean, the one thing the NFL has done is it has fully supported these replacement officials, and they continue to say they'll get better as they go on. I think part of where we are, we've had this ending following the Ravens-Patriots ending, which also is controversial on the last play of the game. I think that's why things are cresting right now.
And remember all of this, as we see all of these photos that we are looking at, remember that is not possession, because we're talking about whether or not they were both possessing the ball. It's not possession while they're still in the air. It's not possession until they hit the ground. And that's the issue. When the refs got in position to really read it, both of these guys had their hands on the ball. And that's the thing. Like I said, real time, I thought it was an interception. After watching all the tape of all the angles this morning, I can understand how they made that call.